Okay. Well, I'm gonna take off my jacket and roll up my little sleeves and crawl in there. Just
okay. Yeah, you can kind of hunker down. You can go on full fours, pretty handily into it. As you do so, you can see a small line of strange little line markings. It's like a single line with all these little lines to the left and right of it in different strange pattern. This means nothing to you. Something in your back brain translates this. You're not sure what exactly.
Some weird Khmer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah.
Khmer alphabet.
You see Lear's Gate.
Mm-hmm. It's
Lear's Gate.
Just as a
L-Y-R.
editor's, footnote will, tell the interested reader that this is actually a funky form of ancient Celtic writing that, is pretty freaking cool. So we it's like one of those Roy Thomas bits in a comic, that actually kind of educates you with a footnote. Come on, kid, learn something.
I am trying.
Right? No, I love it. I really like that. I really like that stuff you pull in. Yeah.
Okay.
So you the each as you pass through it is not at all the same kind of like glittering golden thing. It's more of a pushing through liquid. And as you do so, you emerge on the other side into a twilight world. There's a strong stench of rotting fish, and you're surrounded by the stumps of trees, most of which are cut off at head height, some a little lower, some a little higher. They're all broken. And almost mangrove-like, and there are massive root structures which are overlying each other. The whole place, as I said, is kind of twilight here, and there's a dim moonlight coming from like a pale orb in the sky, and the ground here is soft and mushy, swampy in some places, like completely like sucking your foot down. Others not so much. You hear in the distance a dry chuckle.
War of the trees. All right.
And the voice comes again once in your head.
Now, is it the same voice that heard earlier?
Free me, yeah.
Is it the same voice I heard earlier?
Yes, though the chuckle seems to be a different one.
Like, who are you? I'll just say into the open.
Who are you talking to?
Your master.
Yeah. I don't like having a master. So we need to figure something out if you plan on getting free. And I'll look back at them if they're asking who. I'm like, it's in my head. Don't worry about it.
As soon as you actually start having actual dialogue, my eyes will bug out and the gun is like up. So point.
I'm just being careful.
Exactly. Right. It's like where?
Is it somebody that somebody need help? Or are they telling you they need help?
You followed him in. Yeah. You followed him into the portal, as you are saying.
So I think all of us.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah. It's not alone.
Mm-hmm.
So
where are you at? Yeah, I'm just looking around. Where are you at?
Question, are you a drone or an elite?
I would imagine my character is a drone.
Okay.
But, the only difference is if I would have written drone or elite, but character is not necessarily something special here. He's
Alpha Prime Node.
Alpha Prime Node.
Caliban, are you getting distracted? Is something talking to you? We've got a job here.
No.
Yeah.
Master requires you drone.
Something wants me to come free it. You guys can't hear that?
I think we should kind of move on from whatever. Tell it, to take a number.
Yeah, we're on our way. Yeah.
Renee, what was that? I didn't hear it.
I said, how come he's just talking to you?
Yeah, well, you know.
What makes you so special?
How much time do you got?
Bring me a Varthok.
Bring the what?
Oh,
He said a Varthok.
Bartek. I'll just kind of like nod.
Caliban, we already have one creepy old voice telling us what to do, and we don't like that one. Do we really need another one?
Yeah, I know. Trust me. Trust me. It's my lot in life. Do we feel any type of like pull in any particular direction? Like you know what I mean? Like, okay, the energy source is stronger this way or stronger that way.
Whew,
You know, is there any way here we should be going?
You could
Do we get-
definitely sense a pull in one direction.
Or perhaps we had received some information about what to expect in here, like what to look for or something at all.
You were told that this was the close or an access point to the monitoring node, which would tell you more about what's happening to the system itself.
Right. Okay, monitoring node. All right then, best as we can guess.
Yeah. You would think for efficiency's sake, the people who built this would have put a sign.
They probably did like 2,000 years ago.
One of the things I'm always talking about, you know, make this thing user friendly. No one does that.
Yeah, well, OSHA
not.
compliance plaques.
Yes. Wear your hard hats.
I work in IT. That's all I'll say.
I will take off that way.
Okay,
Keeping
so
my-
you can.
Wary of anything and everything.
Okay, so you're walking through a swamp in twilight, surrounded by these surrounded by these thousands upon thousands of dead trees.
Lopped off trees.
You
yeah.
can hear like the drone of flies kind of making their way across the place. Occasionally, you can hear the kind of sounds that you hear in a swamp. It has a very, as I said, a very strong, almost eye-watering smell of rotting fish. And you can see, like before, the signs of damage, weapons fire, that Shmoo, the one stuff you saw before, blast marks, cannon fire, cuts by, for what about a word, lightsaber-like weapons.
That's Jerry's fault.
Yeah,
That's
force sabers.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Everyone needs them.
That's
You don't see New Mutants? No? She had a lightsaber. Okay, it's a soul sword. The darkness or the mist that you saw in the previous node is here also. It's pervasive, it's thick, and it reduces your visibility to maybe 20 feet or so. The natural vapors rising off the swamp have a similar effect. And as you're plodding onward towards this point, Jerry, you realize that what you're searching, what you're feeling is probably the node 01, not necessarily the interface that you're looking for.
Okay.
Okay.
Off to one side, you hear a brief squeal, a young child screaming, and you hear like a mocking chuckle. The mist.
You guys hear that scream? It was in my head too.
Yeah.
No, I heard that. And
we heard it.
It's making me very anxious and filled with alarm.
And is the and did I catch it correctly, or did Caliban tell us that the widget that we are approaching is not the widget we are looking for?
He did, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm making sure I understand that properly. I say we're not even in the right place, but it's a kid, probably the kid from outside, right? We get that. So
maybe it's one of the ones that were taken. I don't know if we saw child footprints, but
no, we did see child footprint. That's that we know.
Oh,
a
we
child
did?
footprint.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right, then we need to get over there right away, says Shmoo.
Shmoo's telling us what to do. That's what I said. That's what I do.
Great. Okay. Let's do it.
You
Yeah.
run rapidly towards where where you expect the child to be. You're by the time you get there, you can see like footprints where the child might have been, and rapidly disappearing in the mud. And it seems like she was plucked clean out of the ground and has vanished.
Okay.
You can hear
Anything
a-
bounding away or flying away?
you can hear a voice coming from a very difficult to pinpoint location. It's
I'm
strangely
right. Go ahead. Sorry.
it's strangely hard to actually it sounds inhuman because
With a variety of GM annoying things on my sheet.
fire away GM annoying things. I love it.
Yes. So between savvy and danger sense, and
We're in danger, so you know.
well, that's what I'm asking actually.
Mhm.
And so when it comes time to roll initiative, remind me that I do things with that.
Sure. Yeah.
And that I think that's pretty much about it. But anyway, yes, I have roles if you want me to like suss the situation out. That's what my character's really good at is the
What would you like to
immediate.
do? What are
Well,
you trying to find out? What are you trying to look at?
First of all, I'd really like to know. This kid looks as though they were. I know that the clues are very vague or very ambiguous,
Yeah, go on.
but it looks as though
You're an
the kid
expert.
has actually been lifted out. Right? There's no like footprints going away
Yeah,
or
you would
anything
have said
else.
so.
Right? So
Yeah.
therefore,
Now,
I am
bear in
doing
mind
the full scan.
bear in mind that you know that there are like these stumps everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And theoretically, someone with the agility of say
Right.
a Chimeran that you
Right,
know,
right.
like Caliban or Shmoo, could
Right.
probably use these stumps as stepping stones to
Sure.
go anywhere. And if they were on a stump, they could just reach down
Exactly.
and grab someone out of the thing.
Right.
That is
Right.
another way. The other way could be flight, teleportation, or any other, the jump.
Right.
Okay. Well, I would, if we have the leeway to do this, I'm going to advise my companions to hit the tops of these stumps in whatever conformation they can. Shmoo can shape herself into anything that could do that easily, I think. And I've already seen Caliban, I know, on top of a gargoyle. Right.
Right.
So I'm actually just going to gesture. It's like, you guys get up, and I actually am going to go low and start two-dimensionally snaking my way through the trees underneath where they are, or in line with where I can see with where they are.
Okay, so the two of you pop up immediately onto stumps.
Mhm.
That's easy enough to do. It kind of makes yourselves it makes probably makes you a little bit of a target for anyone who's ranged. Fine with that, though. In mind, you can live with that. But as Thin Mind like snakes down into the into the low down cover area, and you can hop between these stumps with a moderate degree of agility. They are rotting and they are kind of like messed up, but you guys are pretty resilient. And between natural agility and stretchiness, the two of you can easily hop between them without any kind of rolls or anything like that. As I said, you hear this inhuman voice calling out. Or you hear it in your mind as well as Calvin hears it in his mind as well as vocally, and in the mind it's a much clearer. In the vocal range, it's very distorted, like someone's trying to speak while having 3 apples stuffed in their cheeks, and maybe a potato under their tongue. And you hear the voice, and it clearly comes, and it says, "Brother."
And again, they're all
Brother, gather again. Share my toy. Did you bring me more toys?
I brought you 2. Come get them.
Oh,
Do I hear this, or does
so
it just in his head?
nice. No, you hear it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. I'm grinning down here. You know, Thin Mind's like got this grin. It's like, oh yes.
One we play with first.
You can play with
I'd,
that.
like,
You're the mushy one.
I'd like to play with the one that you have. Give me that one, and I'll give you these two.
Oh, I like her screams.
You'll like this one. Screams better.
2
I'm
for
very
1,
much
blue
fan.
light special.
Yeah,
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, he's good at
Being
that.
able to review sound to a weird alien creature.
Can I hear what direction this voice is coming from, or is it just kind of?
Yeah, it's really hard to pinpoint, but you can certainly try. Give me a perception check, I guess.
Perception.
What's used for skill is used with that normally for just is it investigation?
Yeah.
Probably
Investigation.
intuition, maybe.
Or intuition? I feel it in my gut.
Yeah.
Whichever you prefer. Whichever way you think your character is doing it.
Right. Whichever way the wind blows.
Oh, I'm going to use investigation.
The north and hard.
Oh, and 2 2s.
Good start.
5. Grand total of 9 plus 8. All right, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
If I
you
get
got
a
a fairly
Doing something, yeah.
Yeah, you've got a fairly good beat on where you think they might be.
all right, I'm just going to start heading over there.
Okay.
Okay, you start moving in that direction.
If I see Shmoo moving in a dedicated fashion, I will shadow her from
Make that
below.
way.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Jerry, what was your persuasion check?
You got a total of a 17. Okay.
The creature, Chimeran, your brother,
Right.
seems unsure of your allegiances. Your friends are trying to track me. Madly.
It's part of the game.
You can't hear his voice out loud anymore, by the way.
Right. I'll say it's part of the game.
Yeah, come over this way. Meet with me alone. Give you the girl. For a little while, but I want her back. Screams are so good. I haven't heard screams of a human in so long. Stuck in this foul, odorous place.
Let's switch up the screams. And I'm bounding over in that direction.
Okay.
Just
You
leaping up the tree stump.
Okay, you're basically going in the opposite direction of the others, and within like a second, you two groups are out of sight of each other.
That's cool.